What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, I'm going to take you on a tour of a floor plan that is, in my opinion, this is an amazing, amazing floor plan. It might be my new favorite rear kitchen floor plan because, as you guys know from watching my videos, or maybe this is your first time, we have a bunch of kids at home. They like to have people over. You know, it makes a lot of camping pretty difficult to buy a camper, but also still have a functional floor plan. Well, this one in particular is darn near a home run. I don't know if it could sleep, my family of 6 with all the kids super, super comfortably, but you could get it done because you have a pull-out sofa in the living room, and then you also have a mid-bunk as well with a secondary pull-out. So if you are someone that's okay with kind of cramming them in like sardines, there's also a loft, by the way. I forgot to mention that. This floor plan is going to be amazing, but I just love rear kitchens. But I couldn't say I really ever loved rear kitchens for a family. And I think this one is going to be a real home run. I'd be very curious to see how they sell. Now, if you guys don't mind, drop some comments. Let me know if your opinion is the same as mine or if you have a different one as you are walking through this. This is the 2025 Cedar Creek Experience 391 RKB. And I personally think this is a home run. You get some good outdoor storage, a big old TV. We'll get back to that. But I mean, look at that awning. And I like how it is light and not overly busy on the exterior. The nice thing about Cedar Creek Experience too, if you're not overly familiar, Cedar Creek is a very high-end line of camper. The Experience kind of takes a couple things and kind of slows it down a little bit. They don't use the frameless windows. They're not using touch screens. They're using manual controls. And they switch up, the valances a little bit. But I'll tell you right now, does that look bad? I do not think so. For saving a couple bucks for something like, getting rid of a touchscreen, but still having hydraulic auto leveling, 2-inch thick walls, 200 watts of solar up top, 6'10" tall high slides. I don't think you're making too many compromises. And personally, I don't think I would really care, which way. We'll get back to this, but I just kind of want to show you what that little bunk room is. And if you are not someone that has kids, you got the loft and the bedroom and bathroom up there. If you're someone that doesn't have kids, this floor plan still works for you because that mid bunk could easily convert into an office. But so what I really like is, look at the openness of this floor plan. Pretty normal for a rear kitchen or like a mid living, setup here, but it just really opens it up to it. I like how there's just a lot of moving and grooving room. But then back in the kitchen, I can't quite put my finger on it, and I'm sure I will remember afterward. Something about this is set up just a hair differently that I really like. There's an Alpine model that's semi-similar to this that I really enjoy. But you're going to get massive, massive pantry, and I love, love, love the fact that these are on rollers because the other ones, like that Alpine, is not on a roller system. Or I'm sorry, it was a, what's that new brand? I'm blanking on it. Very cool. Kind of looked like it was out of the 80s, but it didn't have rollers on there. Would that be stopping me from buying? Absolutely not. I'm not going to not buy a camper over roller drawers, but it is nice to have. But look at the way that this kitchen just looks. A ton of countertop space. I'm digging that. You also get outlets all over the place. The countertops alone are just pretty darn nice. Babe, if you're watching, I love you. They're also going to pair it up with that new style sink, that little TikTok sink, which is kind of like a lazy man's dream because you have like a vegetable washer right there. You have a cup cleaner, the high-rise faucet, hitting those dishes from all angles, a little soap dispenser, and easy knob controls. But, it also comes with, like a dry and wet basin in the pan, which is probably going to be, right inside that box. And also a little drying rack there too, if you need it, which I think is pretty handy. The slide out floors, just so you're aware, are going to be a composite flooring. So it's nothing that if you ever have a leak would soak in any of the water or absorb it. It's actually right here, Vixenite. You might want to Google that. Not overly educated other than the, the friendly man's version of doesn't soak in water. That's pretty much my knowledge on that. You have the dovetail construction. So you're going to enjoy that. A little bit of a more residential finish. And then like I was saying, just a lot more storage as we're moving through. Let's get this light on. Shining like justice. But good storage. I say the only downside to this style of storage is kind of like an RV with the lack of roller drawers. It's not a deal breaker, but I'm 6 feet tall. And I mean, I've got extremely talented bowling arms, and I cannot even get up there. So I don't know what the heck you're putting in there. You'd have to be a giant to access that. So I'd maybe even throw, I know it sounds goofy in the kitchen, but maybe like my blankets that are like more seasonal stuff. Maybe that's where I would put it. Same storage over here as I just showed you there. I like the look of the hood vent. It's also going to be a fan to help suck out the steam or stink from whatever you're cooking on this 3 stove top burner, where you can whip up all the fixings. A good little place maybe to cook up some chickens. And then right here you have the cutting board and the garbage can kind of special right there. So a place for your bags, and then you can chop, 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 dump, dump, dump. You're good to go. You're living the high life, RV life, baby. It's getting better every year. I've been in this industry for 12 years, and in the last 2 years, I've never seen more innovation in an industry that is, kind of, I wouldn't say boring or by any means, but it's usually not too many surprises, little tweaks here or there, but things are just getting better and better. I mean, you got a convection microwave, an oven, a hood vent back here. I mean, who the heck are you? I mean, this is glamping at its finest. You also have yourself an ice maker, because, who likes to be in the outdoors without a cup of ice? Whether you're living in it or vacationing in it, you're having a good time. And then you spin back around. Now you almost forget about the fact that this is an RV, because again, 6'10" tall high slides. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, just for reference. I mean, that's pretty darn snazzy right there. You're also going to get, I wouldn't say absolutely massive windows, but pretty darn big windows for an RV. They all open up for a good breeze. Let's see what they got under the hood. Yeah, you got the Dracula shade. You don't have to worry about the skin sizzling. You were just ready to rock. You're going to get 2 outlets, USB and a universal C. So let's talk about plugging in some stuff to get working on your desk on the road. I know I'm going to get some comments on there, well, who likes to work when they're on the road? I do, because I have a job and I would like to travel while doing that job. I don't have the luxury of having limited money that can just hop in an RV whenever I want. I would love a dedicated space just to get a couple things done, so that way we can survive and maybe go camping too. Got a little place for utensils, maybe some cards, things like that. Meg and Chris, if you're watching, we are going to dominate you in euchre here soon. And me and Honey Buns would be, well, I guess we'd be sitting across from each other. I would take the squishy butt piece right there with a little bit of storage, and let the, the guests, give the little hard bun seats. But pretty darn nice. Flip it around. You're going to have a sofa, the same 6'10" tall high slides. This sofa is going to pull out to make a bed, so a great place to sleep some guests or some kiddos if you don't want to put them in their own separate kind of mid-bunk room that we just saw. But the windows do the same thing. They open up for a good breeze. They have the Dracula shade. The furniture here is, I don't know where's the furniture here. The theater seating right here that you see right there. This is going to be power theater seating. It's also does not have the USBs. I was about to say that, but that's okay. Extend and retract. 2 places for some apple juices, and then a place for your book and remotes, along with the remote to plug in any devices. But it's also going to be directly across from your TV and fireplace combo. So that's a 30-inch Furrion. That's going to put out enough heat, they say, to heat up 500 square feet of RV, which in an RV this size, it is not 500 feet. So in theory, with proper airflow, you should be able to heat the entire RV on a day that's like, 50 degrees. I would say from personal experience, really it's just heading this way, and it'll roast this room out pretty quick. Those things have some juice to them. Very, very powerful. The ACs in this unit, I believe that there is going to be 2. You probably have an option for a third if you'd like, but they're going to be 15K, and then you have the old Steamer Stink Sucker 3000 right there. A Bluetooth speaker located up on the roof, and this is all going to be ducted on a track system, so you could imagine it just kind of rotating and pushing its way through. The TV is also going to be an Insignia, by the way, so that'll be a smart TV for you. Nice. A little light right there for some accents. All right, so now let's go back into this bunk room and kind of check this out. So height is always a concern in these bunk rooms. I'd say this one definitely has a passing grade there for you. You're looking at about 6'2" for the head height. You're also going to have a place where you can put a TV. So if you are doing, whether it's movie night or the kids want to play a little bit of video games and kind of relax themselves on a rainy day, you got a place where I'd say you could probably put about a 40-inch TV, all the appropriate plugins that you need above, and below, just to kind of stay organized. You're also going to have, I mean, it's kind of like a desk setup, but it doesn't have like the cutout to make it a secondary desk for this. So I'm not sure what you would use that for. But either way, I mean, maybe it's just resting a TV and putting, some remotes and stuff. Maybe that's all it really needs to be. Copper magnet, so that way you don't have to worry about it falling while you're going down the road. And I did forget to mention while we're in the kitchen, all of the drawers and the shelves like that are all going to be on that soft close system. Flip it around. You have ductwork right here, so that way you can get, in some AC. You also have a heat vent right there on the floor as well, so that way it can stay properly heated. 2 side windows open up for a good breeze. The middle one is an emergency exit, so pull, push, and plop. You can get out in a hurry in the event that you need it. Hopefully it never happens. And then this looks like it's going to be that easy pull. So you pull it up and plop it down, and bada bing, bada boom. You're sleeping in style. Right here is going to be your control panel. So like I said before, this is one of the differences between the Experience and the regular Cedar Creek. The regular Cedar Creek will have what they call the Firefly system, which is all touchscreen. Pull it over to a remote on your phone, like basically an app. This is, the good old days. This is going to be just the manual controls. I actually prefer this just because, anytime you add something fancy in, fancy eventually, goes out at some point. It's electronic. Might take 20 years. It might take 2. Who knows? But I just like these because I don't have many light switches that go bad in my house. I just kind of trust it more. Right there is going to be your solar charge controller. So to let you know what kind of amperage your solar is pulling in. In this case, it's a 200-watt panel. And then you have the max air fan, which again is located right there. And then your ceiling fan control as well. 2 steps heading up into the front of the RV. You're going to have your fuse box right here. So if something isn't working, make sure to check that out. You're also going to have a grab handle and a little, kind of mini kid's ladder to kind of help you get up in there. Now, this would be a little bit cramped for my liking if I'm personally sleeping in it. I definitely could. Don't get me wrong. I can sleep pretty much anywhere. But to pretend I want to crawl up there and sleep every time would be, a lie. But for a kid, you can trick them into just about anything. So, I mean, you could put a TV back there with a remote, and I think they're good for almost forever until they become an adult and realize the mistake that they made. Outlets and USBs, outlets, USBs, a cable hookup right there. And then, I lied to you before. This is the 3 AC unit. So you have one right here. You could actually pull the dump valve and disproportionately push that cool air, and you could like freeze box this area. But I like how it's carpeted. I think that's nice. A little shaggy. Another little window right over here. And then you move it on along, and, the bathroom's a bathroom, but it's a good one. You got the one-piece fiberglass shell with the Tri-Glide glass series, so the roundies out there in the world can get in a little bit easier. I personally like to push them all over to the right, but for the sake of speed, I'm just hopping over right here. So again, 6 feet tall. You're looking at about 6'2", 6'3" right there, probably about 6'6", 6'7" right here. And I mean, it's that shower head that I will eventually shower in one day when I can afford it, because I just think that is the coolest thing ever. And I've mentioned it in like every video for like 2 or 3 years since when they first came out. I'll never forget the day that I saw that thing. It was in a Road Warrior toy hauler, and I saw that, and I was like, oh man, this thing's going to sell like hotcakes. And then couldn't sell for the life of me. But, it's the nature of the beast for toy haulers, I guess. It's kind of a niche product. Porcelain foot flush throne, which, babe, if you're watching, I love you twice. You got the little octopus guy. Hang a towel on me. And then as you flip it around, you got a mirror for the old bowling gun, baby. Suburban on-demand hot water heater, so that's pretty cool. Little tankless system there for you. Heats up pretty darn quick, and it lasts as long as you have the propane. Porcelain bowl. Every time I post those, people seem to not really like those, which I'm kind of curious why. I think they're nice. And then you have the shutoff valves right there with access to your plumbing. Now heading into the bedroom, looks like you got a Camper King right there. So the dimensions should be on the manufacturer website, which should be in the description, or the price link. We'll have all that too. Outlet, USB Universal C, and then shelving. Both windows open up for a nice breeze. Here underneath the bed, let's see if we got some storage going on. Little bit of storage, nothing crazy. Good place to put some, changes of stuff. And then you flip it around, and you have your dresser and TV combo. Also, again, another emergency exit should you ever need it. Hopefully not. 4 pull-out drawers, 2 kind of shelves right in there, and then right here, you lift it up, and bada bing, bada boom. Maybe you got some, like gun or jewelry or something that you want to hide because it's a little bit, more discreet that something's even there. All right, let's see here. Open up the closet. So Cedar Creek across the board is going to use a Rhino pin box. So the Rhino box, am I blanking on that? The Lippert Rhino box. But what it allows you to do is have more room up in the closet. So it's a little bit of a stiffer front hitch. However, you get the benefit of having this, which I think is very cool. Now you can remove this bottom shelf, and now you can put in the residential, kind of washer and dryer style, which the connections for that are right there. So pretty cool. If you're not using it, if you don't have washer and dryers, you leave everything the way it is, you get more closet. If not, you got a great designated spot to put it, and you still get a massive closet, so pretty darn neat. But all right, guys, I think that about wraps up the inside portion of this tour. I'm just going to spend probably 3 minutes, maybe 4 tops here on the outside, and then I'm going to get skedaddling. If you don't mind, drop some comments. Let me know what you think about this floor plan, because I have a feeling this one is going to do rather well on the lots for some people. I think there's going to be a lot of happy salespeople and a lot of happy campers. But again, it's the 2025 Cedar Creek Experience 39 RKB. The rear kitchen, and I don't know what the B stands for, maybe bunk room, but the 39 RKB. And all those specs, price link, everything can be found down in the description. Things like, how big is that massive awning? I'm going to guess probably about down near 24 feet. I mean, that thing is huge. Provides some good old shade. Now, Cedar Creek and the Experience are going to be an aluminum frame construction, but they also have the aluminum roofing as well for the truss, so a little bit of a higher end build there. They also use a higher end fiberglass finish as well, which a lot of people, will like. This front cap is going to be molded fiberglass. You're also going to see you have the soft glow finish with the lighting, which I think looks really nice, especially when at night, if you're trying to hook up, and sneak out in the middle of the night. That'd be really great to see, what's going on behind you. But in general, it's just kind of a show-off piece, it just looks good. 6-point hydraulic auto leveling. Oh, and the aluminum structure too is going to be 16 on center. So every 16 inches or less, you will have a stud, which is pretty darn nice. Looks like they got a drop frame here up in the front. So you're going to see probably some bigger storage here. Yeah, so taller storage for sure, which is nice because it's not the biggest storage spot that I've seen in a fifth wheel. But you got a docking station on that side, which I'll show you here in a second. And then the frame is all going to be bolted as opposed to welded. And then you have a little tack board where you can put, kind of those little metal baskets in. This goes back to that wall being pretty darn thick. I mean, these are all going to be slam latch. And then right here, you have the clip that you can put up and it drops in. And now you have this massive outdoor TV entertainment section, kind of do what you want to do. We got the, the college playoffs was just gone. You could have watched this down at the park. That'd be pretty darn neat. You got a couple outlets, your spray port, and then they also have the nicer steps. You got a screen door too. And what I mean by that is anytime you see that little black box right there, you have, see how it stays up there on its own? Pretty darn nice. You don't have to worry about bonking your head or anything. And if your kids are like my kids, they're little ding-dongs, and somebody eventually is going to crack their head on a step if it's one of those heavy, clunky kind. Dual axle on this guy. You're also going to get the Lippert anti-brake systems on this, the ABS system with the tire pressure monitors as well. Now, I don't know, I don't know what you would do with this. It's kind of a goofy space. Maybe you could put like some skis in there. This thing goes up the entirety of the rest of the slide. Just kind of funny. But, pretty good little storage space for something. But the tire pressure monitoring system, like I was going to say, it's nice to have because it tells you when your tires are getting overinflated or underinflated. And the last thing you want to do is use that extra little spare if you can, kind of get your way out of it, get out of the oopsie daisy stage. 2-inch receiver with a 300-pound hitch rating. You're also going to have a backup camera prep for the Furrion S Vision, as well as a bar right here for the Lippert on-the-go ladder system. So you can get on top of your roof, check your seals, check your slides, do everything that you need to do there. As you come along, you are going to have your sewer outlet connection located right there. Fresh water drain. and then a place for your stinky slinky along with your sewer outlet connection right there as well. So on this side, you're going to have the back end of your hot water heater where you're going to plug in your 50 amp connection. And then you have all your hydraulic controls located right here where you can shut off each room depending on how you want it. Like if you want every slide but the, whoops, put it on auto. If you want just the bed slide to come out, we'll flip every other one off and open that up so it's all in that hydraulic system. You also have your battery disconnect, hot and cold water in the form of an outside shower, all your bypass valves, and then your black tank flush there too as well. Battery behind this door right here, along with your leveling controls right there. But all right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the tour. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button, say what's up. Hope you guys have a wonderful one. My name is Hunter, and this is the 2025 Cedar Creek Experience 39 RKB. See you. Meow, 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 meow.